It can be inferred from the passage that the existence of only a limited number of indigo bunting figures serves primarily to. Now, this is an inferential question, not because the question itself is inferential, but no direct information has been given in the passage. We see that there being only a limited number of indigo bunting figures is mentioned in the second paragraph. The last 4 or 5 statements, they talk about this. Despite the large frequency range of these sounds and the rapid frequency changes that the bird makes, the number of figures is very limited. Further, although we found some unique figures in different geographical populations, more than 90% of all the figures of birds from different regions are alike. Indigo bunting figures are extremely stable on a geographic basis. In our studies of isolated buntings, we found that male indigo buntings are capable of singing many more types of figures than they usually do. Thus, it would seem that they copy their figures from other buntings they hear singing. So we see that here there is an aspect of recognition within the species, recognition of other indigo buntings by hearing their singing, because individual buntings tend to copy the figures that are produced by other buntings. And then the next 2 paragraphs, they talk about experimentation done on this basis. The third paragraph begins by stating, realizing that the ability to distinguish the songs of one species from those of another could be an important factor in the evolution of the figures, we tested species recognition for a song. An experiment is then mentioned. The role of the song figures in intra-species recognition was then examined. We created experimental songs composed of new figures by playing a normal song backwards. While this is not that relevant, what we have in the third paragraph is, and the third paragraph talks about figures in the sense that they are important. They're an important factor in the not only in the evolution of figures, but also they can help with the ability to distinguish the songs of one species from that of another. So understanding the differences between species, or differentiating between species, is a significant aspect of the song figures. Let's look at the options. A says, ensure species survival by increasing competition among the fittest males. The fittest males versus the not so fit males, that is an argument from the first paragraph. Even if there is mention of competition here, we see that that is irrelevant to the premise of the question, because what we are referring to is an argument from the second paragraph. So A is incorrect. Option B says, increase population density by eliminating ambiguity in the figures to which the females must respond. Yet again, none of this has been mentioned. Population density increase is not the target. Eliminating ambiguity is completely baseless. And females responding to the figures, yes, that is the key aspect of the figures that we see in the first paragraph. But that said, because it is mentioned in the context of breeding, but that said, that is not the reason why there are only a few songs or a few figures among the buntings. So B is also incorrect. Option C tells us, maintain the integrity of the species by restricting the degree of figure variations and changes. Now, this is borderline ridiculous. Maintain the integrity of the species. What integrity are we talking about? There's no such mention anyways in the passage, so C is incorrect. Option D says, enhance species recognition by decreasing the number of figure patterns to which the bird must respond. Part of this is inferential, but then enhanced species recognition is something that we could very well see in the statement following this paragraph or following this reference. By decreasing the number of figure patterns to which the bird must respond, this we have to infer. How do you enhance species recognition? How is recognition enhanced? By having only a limited number of figures, a limited number of sound units, which the bird would respond to. That is logical. So we can qualify D. Anyways, the other answer options don't work. So D is the most appropriate answer.